Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We've got a good one on tap today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's the Browns going up against the Packers.
Larry, from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL, there's a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football, so are they, as the Packers get set to match up with the Cleveland Browns. And this will not... Be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Throwing now is Rodgers. He sets up the screen to Jones. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's third down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamar Taylor. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
They'll run it with Johnson. Oh, and now he bowls him over. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson, 36 yards. And the Browns have taken the early lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. He'll get 8 on. The scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. On second down, it's Jones. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
And They'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Second down following the run. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And that's caught inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there, for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
They will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams, 29 yards. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a play fake here on first down. He'll air this one toward Coleman. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Yeah, the defense definitely showing blitz here. Throwing again is Kaiser on 2nd and 10. He sets to fire deep. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Now they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be third down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Shift together here from the D-line. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Adams. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. The intended target was Corey Coleman. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, hey, with this window, 2 teams that we've been talking about this year that really deserve discussion and more discussion as we continue to go. How about the Rams and the Jags and the turnarounds that they've had this year?
They have been dramatic. They've been dominating at times when you look at how they've played. I mean, we just saw the Rams, was it week 15, went to Seattle, decimated the Seahawks to really take over the NFC West. The Jaguars have steadily gotten better throughout the season. I mean, in preseason, the Rams weren't thought of as a team that would make this dramatic a turnaround. Jaguars, they were kind of that trendy could they be, but they have been for a number of years. This has been something else, and my hat is off to both of these organizations.
On 3rd and 1, here's Kaiser. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Montrevious Adams in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Trevor Davis deep for Green Bay. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On the counter, here's Jones. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. The Packers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Flushed out right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Kaiser on 1st down. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Gordon. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
2nd down, Kaiser. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. But it's Clinton Dix with a pick.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
To throw on 2nd down, Rodgers. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Rodgers now to throw. And avoids the contact by sliding. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. They come up in an offset eye. Now Jones. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here. This close. Sneak. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers add on to their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Crosby on now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And they're going to go soft on the corners.
Let's go!
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So it'll be first down here after the run. They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Josh Hawkins with a pick. And the return will stop him well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Rodgers now on first down. Being chased out left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Myles Garrett able to drop him for a loss of a couple. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And some room to roam now. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
The Packers on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time they face a 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 15. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Well, we got a second here. And thinking back to Week 15, a cool moment in that Panthers-Green Bay game. Did you see the video of Cam Newton and Clay Matthews?
I did. And, you know, when you watch it, and, you know, what everybody told me, when they're watching it live, you could see something happening because the commentators were talking at that time. Then they took the commentators' voices out, and you caught everything. So let me see if I have it right. Cam Newton, quarterback for the Panthers, had some byplay with linebacker Clay Matthews of Green Bay. And Clay was telling him he knew what he was about to call, right?
Yeah, Clay was saying, well, yeah, guys, watch for the wheel route. And Cam said, oh, that's cool. You've been watching film? Well, watch this. And he switched the play and threw a slant to McCaffrey for a touchdown.
How great is that? The back and forth. So Clay Matthews did his homework, but they changed it up, right? Because it looked like a wheel and turned it into a slant. That's an excellent counter play by the Carolina Panthers. What a cool moment. Cam Newton and Clay Matthews.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think there's a lesson there. Some days you're just having a really tough time, and for the defense, today has been that day. But after that play, what do you learn? You can still make plays even when the other guy's having success against you.
Kaiser now on 2nd down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Gordon. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. 23 yards on the play. And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Let's go! Try 38!
From the red zone now, Kaiser. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Josh Gordon, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Browns have cut it back within a score. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
To throw is Rodgers. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
3 yards to go on second down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The Packers on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Hey, 319!
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll go again to Jones. Room here to run. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Ripkowski, the fullback, on the inside give. And he'll take this one down to the 36. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And the move from Mike McCarthy is going to be to keep the offense on the field here on 4th down. They're going for it. Play clock winding down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Boy, you talk about not playing it safe. Why were they going for it there, Charles?
It's got to be a full evaluation of their team. Do they trust their defense in this situation? Maybe they think they've given all they can in this game and they don't have anything left. Do they not trust that the other team's quarterback is just so hot that no matter where they get the ball, they go downfield? Remember when Bill Belichick went for it in that game, right, against Indianapolis on the road, and everybody said, why'd you go for it there? I think he just thought to himself, on the other side, if they get the ball, they're going downfield anyway. He was trying to end the game right there with his own offense.
Now they'll bootleg it with Kaiser. And his throw here's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Kaiser to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. It makes it a little bit tougher for him.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Rodgers now looking to throw on 2nd down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From midfield, here's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
You got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. They go to Johnson again. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards. And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
Let's go! Brian 38! Brian 38!
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Let's go! What? None! What? None! Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Let's go! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio! Here we go! What? None!
He'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Josh Gordon in the final minute. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
But to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late. But now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now the Packers get set to go. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow. So how many practices we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there?
Just saw it right there. Now can they preserve that advantage that they just got? Crosby on now to kick it away. Sammy Coates now to return it. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. He's back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Gordon. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. To throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that. Yeah, there was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Coleman has it here right side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. The Browns' passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. To throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the fourth quarter here, trying to preserve the lead.
Here we go. Flag round. Let's go.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. They'll look to throw, and that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Johnson on the counter. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good. Well, that would have been something if he could have saved him from that long distance there in the closing seconds, but it was just not meant to be.
They needed a little more time and a little more yardage to give him a realistic shot. And that kick's a good metaphor for this game, isn't it? They're going to wind up a little short in the end.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.